Have a good day, dear students. This is Mayuri Karya. I hope you all are well. With this, we are starting our quick revision of Chapter 1, Standard-7, Social Science, History, Ncert book. The book name is Our Pasts-2. The name of the chapter is Tracing Changes Through 1,000 Years. Here is a mind map. I hope you people can easily remember by this method. The chapter name is Tracing Changes Through 1,000 Years. Now in this first chapter, we have started our chapter with the comparison of two maps. Map 1 made in 1154 CE by Arab geographer Al-Idrisi, detailed of Indian subcontinent. Map 2 made in 1720 CE by French cartographer Indian subcontinent. Map 2 made nearly 700 years after Map 2. Then another point after that, historians and their sources. So to know the history, for the historians there is a two sources, archaeological and literally. Okay, archaeological means remains of past and literally means manuscripts and written documents. Okay, then the people have said the availability of paper. In that time the availability of paper is in a good quantum, so people have started to leave the chronicles of the king and queens. The people have written some documents records. The people have written the judiciary and means chronicle records. The people have written about the petitions and whatever the means decisions has been taken in that time. So that records, that old and means written things are going to be called the literally, and means that these manuscripts and literally are being kept in a archives or library to preserve. Okay, the next point is new and old terminology. Terminology means thinking in a different era for the same thing. Different thing has been occurred. For this, the people have given the example. First example, the term Hindustan. The term Hindustan is used by the three people, Minhaj-e-Siraj, Babur and Amir Khusro, in a different way. In 13th century, Minhaj-e-Siraj used the term Hindustan to show the places between the Ganga and Yamuna and in the east and west. Okay, so it means in the 16th century, Babur has used the term Hindustan for the geographical places which has been conquered by him and for its flora and fauna. Now, in 14th century, Amir Khusro has used the term Hind for the same places which has been Babur has been denoted as a Hindustan. For the same geographical aspect, means Amir Khusro is using the term Hind, means the term Hind and the term Hindustan is somehow in a synonym manner. Okay, so the same term is being used by the different people in a different era in a different meaning. They are giving the another example of foreigner. In olden days and nowadays, foreigners meanings are in a different way. In olden days means even two different village people are also foreigner for each other, and nowadays means this term is being is in a extended manner, means the term foreigner is now the two different country people are foreigner for each other. Then the old and the new religion means in a the passing by the time, the inner religious factor also means many changes has been occurred in dominance of Brahmin. So in olden era, this was the biggest problem. Brahmins know the Sanskrit and they know the Vedas, so the people have been cling to the religious rituals, and the people forced to normal citizen to also to do that same ritual. So now, because of the long process and because of the fear, Brahmins are always making them fear that if you will not follow or perform this ritual, God will be not happy to you, you will not be able to get the God grace. So in because of this thinking and dominance, people have been monotonous from all this and they need something new that means in the easiest way. So now the idea of bhakti and new deities has been emerged in this area. The idea of bhakti is going to be tell that if you will chant the simple name of God, you will be able to got the God grace. Okay, and new deities like means Buddha, Jain, Mahavira, the people have established different religions, and that religions are always telling the simplest way to have compassionate and have a mercy on the people. Okay, so means this simplest idea of bhakti and means religion people liked. So in that era, bhakti and new deities has been emerged. Now later on means the merchants from the different parts and many people came in India with the Quran. So now the idea of religion Islam has been also started. In Islam also two parts are there, Shia Muslim and Sunni Muslim. Shia Muslims followed the means son-in-law of Muhammad Prophet, and Sunni Muslims follow the old religious persons of means they are going to be called the Khalifa. Okay, so now these two groups also emerged in the means Islam. Now next point is new social and political groups. So now in that particular era different groups also emerged, and different because of their bravery and valority the people have been dominant in the means political factor. Okay, so these groups are for example Rajputas, Marathas, Sikhs, Jatas, Kayasthas, etc. And now because later on means jati system or subcaste system has been also emerged. So they are having their own jati panchayat and their own rule, and if a person is not following their jati panchayat rules or regulations, that particular person is being boycotted by the jati panchayat. Now next thing we have learned about the religions and empires. So religion factor also means affecting to the empires also, like means in a Vedic Kal Hindu kings were there, so we are having the means that kind of means culture and characteristics of the empires. Later on means Mughal empire has started, so they are having their own specific culture and flora and fauna. Okay, so large states like those of the Cholas, Tughlaqs, or Mughals encompassed many regions, and in that particular region which has been encompassed, that regions are having the major dominance of Islam. Okay, after decline of Mughal Empire, re-emergence of regional states. Now Mughal Empire has been declined and small states has started to rule and grown as a means their own means empire. Now next point is languages. Means languages also affect in language also affects in many changes. Amir Khusro noted that there was a different language in a different region. For example, right now also same thing we are having in a different region, we people are speaking different languages. Okay, so in Punjab Punjabi, in Jammu Kashmir Kashmiri, in Gujarat Gurjari, in Rajasthan and Maharashtra Hindi, in Goa Konkani. These kind of languages were being spoken in that time. Next thing the people are telling, Amir Khusro said Sanskrit was the language which did not belong to any region. Means Sanskrit was the language, it doesn't belong to any particular region, but Sanskrit does know by the Brahmins only. Next thing Amir Khusro is telling that almost 700 regions already passed distinct geographical dimensions and their own language and culture. Different means kings are means coming, different empires has been established. So because of that means almost 700 regions passed in a distinct geographical dimension and their own languages and culture. Now the next point is telling years between 700 to 1750 the character of the different regions grow because of the pan regions. Different regions affect on affected by that pan region, so they grow in a different manner. The last but not least point, time and new historical places. Means many people are dividing our Indian history in a different way. So two example, the people are telling that according to British, the people have divided our Indian history in three part: Hindu, Muslim and British. And our modern historians divided our Indian history in three part: ancient, medieval and modern. Okay, so according to British, means a British means geographer James Mill has divided Indian history in three part: Hindu, Muslim and British. Means in olden era, when Vedic Kal was there, at that time the time period was going to be called the Hindu. After that, means when Mughal Empire has started and flourished, that time is going to be Muslim. And when Britishers came in India, that time has been divided as a British. Okay, but most of the historians divide Indian history into two periods, like ancient, medieval and modern. Means in ancient time, that is Praga Aitihasik Kal, Vedic Kal. The medieval period, that means when people has established the pan region and different culture and flora and fauna, that is going to be called as a medieval period. Most of the medieval period is being recognized after the Harshvardhana. Okay, and now modern period means when in India the modern period is being recognized, means is being going to be recognized at the with the come of Britishers in India. Okay, so these are the main factors that is affecting to the different changes through the different years. Now, important notes of chapter 1. First note, first point, the chapter tells us about the sum of those changes This chapter tells us about some of those changes which came in our country from the 8th century up to the 18th century, is to say the medieval period. Means this chapter is telling the changes which has been came during the medieval period. In 6th standard we have already learned about the means our ancient period. In this standard, you people will learn about the most of the changes come in the medieval period. Second point, during the medieval period, many cartographers tried to make the maps of the Indian subcontinent in a different way. For example, we people have already learned about the map 1, which has been prepared by the Al-Idrisi, and the map 2, which had been prepared by the French cartographer. Now, next point, many changes took place in the historical records which exist in the different language over the year. For example, medieval Persian is not similar to modern Persian. Means medieval Persian language means in map 1 means has whatever the information has been given, that is in a Persian language, but the medieval Persian was somehow different than the modern Persian. Okay, now next point, the word Hindustan is used for India, the modern nation, but it was used in a different manner by different person in the medieval period. For that, we people have taken the example term Hindustan, which has been used by the three people, Amir Khusro, Minhaj Siraj and Babur, but the people have misused the same term in a different way. Many changes also took place in the system of terminology. It means that the meaning of the different term is different in different ages, is used in a different context. Means the same term is being used in a different era in a different manner. That is called the terminology. Terminology means the thinking is being changed in a different era in a different manner. Okay, Now, next one is historians have used different sources to study the past according to the period, their study, and their purpose of the research is. So, historians know the sources, they are having the two sources, archaeological and literally. Archaeological means the remains of past, means the old one, means monuments, temples, tombs, buildings. These are called the archaeology. Old potteries, coins, these all things are being called the archaeology. And literally means whatever the old one handwritten sources or manuscripts, these are called the literally. From these sources, archaeological know about the means history. Now next one, in the medieval age there was no printing press. Subscribe made separate copies from the original copies by writing, means in that era no painting printing press was not there, so people are copying the books by their hands, and this is called the copying the books from one to and write by hand, that is called the manuscripts. Next point, historians have to read different manuscripts, various of the same text, which is why basis bias came in the writing of historians. For example, if I am telling you are copying from your means friend's book, so definitely means sometimes you people got the misconception and you cannot recognize the writing. Okay, so you will get the meaning of by yourself. Okay, so in the same way means in manuscripts also occurred. Manuscripts are the books which has been written by hand and copying from the other books. So because the means these books have been written by hand, so sometimes in a some means word happen that it cannot be recognized by the writer, so that words has been written by the writer by his or her understanding. So the result of these and whatever the means original manuscript is telling and the book means written by the other person is somehow in a different meaning in some space. Okay, so the people are telling because bias came because of this. And now next one, a number of economical, political, social and cultural changes took place during the age of, for example, new venture of food and beverages arrived in the subcontinent, which resulted in agriculture changes in the rural society. Okay, the people are telling means new beverages and foods came. Like for example, in olden eras, India means chili is not being grown in India, but when Britishers came, they brought chili with them. Besides of chili in olden era in India, black pepper is being used. Okay, so means these new means beverages and new agriculture products came in India with the change means new arrivals. The next point is these periods show reduction of forest cover and extension of agriculture in a slow but steady pace. These changes took place very quickly in some areas and very slowly in other areas. So means developments are means in a different way. In some areas it is fast and in some areas it is slow. Next one, jati or caste system played a very important role in binding the Indian society in a note. This each show a number of invention by foreign invaders. Okay, so new jatis and subcaste has been emerged. They are having their own jati panchayat, or means they are having their own rules and regulations. So this means though it is in a different, still it means it plays a biggest role to binding a note in a Indian culture. Okay, that's why people are telling that unity in diversity in India. The next point is these period shows the rising of vast empires such as Chola, Tughlaqs, Mughals, Mamluks, etc. So means different people came in India and started to conquer different regions. So many pan regions has been flourished in India. For example, Tughlaqs, Mughals, Cholas, etc. Thousands of small states were present in our country, due to which particular geographical aspects, regional language and cultural variations are there. Means though means pan regions are there, still we are having the regional means different region having their own culture and languages. Okay, so means in a different Amir Khusro given the example for that. In that era also means in a different region, different languages are being spoken. Already we have given the example, for example in Jammu Kashmir Kashmiri, in Punjab Punjabi, in Gujarat Gurjari, in Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh Hindi, etc. Then the people are telling the period also shows this period also shows many religion which either organized in our country or some or came from other countries. Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism already existed in India, but Islam, Sikh and Zoroastrianism came later to India. Bhakti movement were organized in India during this age. Means in a religious factor also many changes came. Many means different merchants and people came from outside and they bring Quran with them. So Islam has been means Islam has been started to follow in India, and means people have been monitored from old means religious factors, and so the people started to follow means the new